Hello, and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today. First, new video and photos show Israeli hostages reunited with their families. Now, with a temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, more hostages are expected to be released. Plus, as the holiday season continues, Arkansas State Police say they are doing whatever it takes to stop people from committing a serious crime, fleeing. And an Arkansas college is now adding more space for students to learn and work, all while preserving a piece of history. We'll have more of those headlines soon, but first, a look at weather. We have meteorologist Simone Thomas in the building. Simone, what is going on this Tuesday afternoon?
We've got plenty of sunshine this afternoon, but it's still a bit chilly outside with temperatures in more of the upper 40s to lower 50s. 53 right now in both Little Rock and Pine Bluff. Arkadelphia a little warmer, already 56. That's looking to overall be the high here in Little Rock, as highs climb to the middle to upper 50s this afternoon, with the sunshine sticking around through the rest of the day and even overnight. Now, over the next couple of days, we're going to see the cloud cover picking up on Wednesday. It will be a little warmer though ahead of our next cold front, bringing some rain through Thursday into Friday. We're talking more about the rain and what you need to look out for in your full forecast, so make sure you stick around.
All right, Simone, thank you. We begin with national news with the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas extended until tomorrow. Militias are expected to release 10 more hostages today in exchange for more Palestinian prisoners. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
Another day, another emotional reunion for Israeli families. These 3 children held by Hamas for more than 50 days couldn't wait to hug their dog Rodney. Militants released 11 more hostages last night, including 8 children. The youngest, a pair of twins just 3 years old. Each day the ceasefire is extended is precious for families with loved ones still in captivity.
I don't think the world...
Like Yifat Zayler, waiting to be reunited with her cousin Shiri and Shiri's 2 children.
I'm really jealous. I'm really jealous.
Israel and Hamas agreed to extend the ceasefire for 2 more days, securing the release of 20 more hostages, while Israel will free 60 Palestinian prisoners. Qatar has been the linchpin to the negotiations.
Main focus right now is, and our hope is, to reach a sustainable truce that would lead to further negotiations and eventually to an end to this war.
An end to a war that's devastated Gaza. Many Palestinians brave the winter outdoors, reliant on United Nations handouts, with their homes reduced to rubble.
Our team saw hunger, desperation, and destruction. People who have not received any relief in weeks.
What the people in Gaza say they really need is a permanent stop to the fighting so they can rebuild their lives. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Well, it's believed Hamas is still holding dozens of hostages in Gaza. The ceasefire deal, negotiated by Qatar and supported by the U.S., also allows more aid trucks into Gaza, which is still in crisis. We move to breaking news from overnight. Little Rock police investigating a homicide after responding to an incident near Bull Park just before 10:30 last night. Now, moments later, they found a man who had been shot several times. Police tell us he didn't make it to the hospital and was pronounced dead at the scene. The shooting has been ruled a homicide, and this investigation is now underway. Detectives want to interview anyone who might have been in the area overnight. We'll update you as we work to learn more throughout the day. And as the year comes to a close, the temperature continues to drop, but cooler temperatures also means flu season. And as many of us travel to see family for the holidays, CHV11's Sarah Hobakowitz has advice straight from the doctor's office on keeping you and your kids healthy.
This giving season, no one wants to get sick, but it's always a possibility pharmacist Ann Pace prepares for.
Great place to get the flu and other viruses is on airplanes and airports.
So, as we see viruses like the flu start to tick up in Arkansas, she's ready with meds, but also preventative care.
The only way we're going to keep not seeing it is if a good majority of the patients in the population gets their flu shot.
And she says there's still time to get a shot before you see family and friends for your next holiday.
It is time to get your flu shot. It is not too late. So if your body comes into contact with one of those flu viruses, it already has antibodies ready to fight it.
Pediatrician Jerry Byram says the shot could save lives.
It may not completely stop the flu, but it stops you from dying from the flu. Unfortunately, this is not just a cold virus. This is a virus that can take your life. Get your flu shot.
And while you might feel achy after the shot, he says it won't give you the flu.
That's inflammation. Now, Tylenol makes that better. Motrin makes that better.
But it's not the flu.
It's not the flu.
But doctors are keeping an eye out for more than just the flu.
We're seeing lots of RSV. It's like overwhelming, a big tsunami of it.
Right now, there is a shortage of RSV vaccines for some young kids, but you can always check in with your doctor or pharmacy about availability for older age groups, as well as keep up healthy habits.
If you're sick, stay home. Wash your hands really well. If you're around people, wear a mask.
And while you certainly can get your COVID booster at the same time as your flu shot, you don't have to.
I fully anticipate that it is going to be flu shot, COVID shot every year. Ask your pharmacy, ask your doctor about questions and figure out what's right for you.
Reporting in Little Rock, Sarah Horbakowitz, THV 11 News.
If you're interested in getting a flu or COVID shot, PACE recommends calling your local pharmacy or doctor's office to schedule it. And COVID-19 caused an alarming increase in premature births, but the vaccines help reverse that trend. University of Wisconsin-Madison researchers looked at birth records in California and found from July to November 2020, the likelihood a mother with COVID would give birth more than 3 times early was 12.3%, nearly double the typical rate. Zip codes with the highest vaccination rates returned to pre-pandemic levels nearly a year sooner than zip codes with the lowest vaccination rates. As the holiday season continues, Arkansas State Police are warning people of a serious crime. They say in the past few years, they've seen an increase in fleeing from police. Now they are letting people know they are doing whatever it takes to stop you and arrest you. According to ASP, in 2017 for Central Arkansas, there were 78 fleeing incidents, and in 2022, they saw more than 4 times that amount with 324. Legislators passed a new law this year that makes fleeing from police a Class D felony. If someone is prosecuted, they could spend 3 to 6 years in prison.
This is a serious crime. You are putting people at risk. We've had people more than once die as a result of someone acting like a fool, running from law enforcement.
Police hope that this PSA will alert people of the new consequences, but ultimately keep innocent bystanders safe. As state police continue to keep drivers on the road safe, the number of uninsured drivers in Arkansas is down. The state started using a new online verification system back in January. If you lose your car insurance or cancel it, the system notifies the state and law enforcement. In January of 2020, the rate of uninsured vehicles was at 16%. Now in 2023, that number is cut in half to 8%. And Arkansas is using a system of fines and threats that seem to work.
Every time you get behind the wheel in Arkansas, you are now much safer than you were a few years ago because of this system, because of the fact that we're now down to 8% uninsured.
Hardin says the overall goal is to drop the current 8% of uninsured drivers to 0. North Little Rock College is adding some much needed space while also preserving history. Shorter College plans to transform the former Rock Island Railroad Depot into a technology hub. A $1.2 million EDA grant is going to help put new life into the old building. Soon the depot will become a new learning and working space for students. And the new technology hub will house several things under one roof, not just classrooms.
We will do executive education, career training, providing the certificate programs for 21st century job opportunities. Hopefully we will have the opportunity to assist businesses in upgrading their workforce, and also the opportunity to train people so that they're eligible to get into the workforce.
The city hopes to see more new developments in the area once the renovation is finished. The goal is to finish the renovation by summer and open next fall. It's the season for giving, and today is Giving Tuesday. Coming up, more on tips to make the most of your charitable donations.
And there's plenty of sunshine to soak up today, but rain is on the way. We're talking more about it coming up after this break.